Hey guys, it's Marty and welcome to Two Line Slot Cars. This week we are going back to the future. Well, actually, we're just going back to the tune of the Slot It GT40. 2 years ago, I bought this car. It was my very first slot car. It was actually my very first non-Carrera car. And I loved this car, but I destroyed this car. I made it a digital car. I put a chip in it. I put a ton of magnets in it. And it really wasn't a great tune. And the car is just kind of set on the shelf because I beat it up and it looks bad. And I've kind of used it as a parts car. I robbed the motor out of it for my Trans Am car. I've taken the tires off of it for other cars. I've just done a lot to it. And now we're going to go back and retune this car and see what we can do. See if we can get it running again. Because right now it doesn't even have a motor. Crazy. So let's get to it. Okay, we've got the tools. We got some parts. We've got a couple motors that we can think about putting in. The 21.5 will be a great motor, but I also have this Predator 25K. So we might try that, put some new lead wires. We'll adjust the front end. We'll do new braid. So let's take the body off, take a look at it. Oh, so we do have, wow, what a mess. Look at that. I should probably clean that. Hey, that's coming off. So we got some weight in the pod. We'll leave that. It looks like I got some putty up here. Boy, that's been there a while. In front of the guide. That guide could use maybe loosened up a little bit. I think we'll replace these. I've got them soldered in. Let's go with the 25K. And this is an 11 tooth. Okay, maybe that pinion could go on there just a little bit deeper. See if I have a motor screw. We could go with two. I'm just going to go with one. Hopefully that's not too deep. Let's work on this rear end. I don't know what size these are. They're like the thinnest you can get from Slot Car Corner. So let's do that. Put one here, and then we'll put one here, like it. Tighten that gear up, and then we'll turn that. Good. So I'm going to oil these bearings. Motor. Okay, so now we will so now we're going to go solder these leads on. Be right back. Wires are soldered. Okay, now I think I want to set up the front end. So this side's a little high. that side feels pretty good. So we're going to adjust. We'll go quarter turn. See if that puts us where we want to be. Yeah, that seemed to. Okay. I like the front end. I like the rear. I'm going to leave the weight and see how we go. I do want to put a little bit of grease on this pinion. That's a combination of graphite and super lube. I'm setting up the braid. My friend Steve said that you should grab your tool of choice and put it underneath the braid, hold the braid down, and move it to the front. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera. And then once you've done that, curl the end up. Now I'm using my small 0.9. You'll want to flare that braid out on the ends. So you get good contact. And so the braid should look something like that. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. And now we'll do the other side. So we'll get it on the track, see how those go. Should be pretty good. Let's look at the pod. Pretty tight. We're going to back it out a half. Okay, a little bit of movement. So now let's put it on the track. Here we go. Let's get on the track and see how she goes. There we go. Let's take a look at some times here. 5:10, top time, best lap. 5:03, 5:10, 5:4, 5:1, 5:1, 5:1, 5:2. There you go. That's some pretty good lap times. So guys, there it is off the track. A revisit of the Slot It GT40 tune that I did 2 years ago. Again, I have beat the tar out of this car, but I'm pretty excited about the retune. On my track, anything around 5 seconds is really fast. There's only a handful of no magnet cars that will run under 5 seconds on my layout that I own. My Mosler, my Elva, my Thunderslot M6A. Let's see. I've got a couple others that get right around 5 flat. A couple sideways cars, a couple NSR cars. But this Slot It is right there. I think if I maybe worked on the pod a little bit more, I could probably get this under 5 seconds. It ran a 5:03. Man, that's quick for a car that was about 20 minutes ago a parts car. So it's great to go back and retune some of these after some time, especially if you were a beginner. Some of the cars that you tuned originally, you learn after every car that you tune, you pick up something new. You learn something that you continue to do on every car after, right? And it's good to revisit some of these tunings. So I am so glad I pulled that off the shelf, did the rework, and what a fun car. It's a driver. Now, the guide is a little stiff on it, but the new braids really, really helped. But that guide, I need to work on that guide. So I think I need to take a reamer and ream out the hole just slightly, just so that guide can move a little more free, because it does tend to bind, especially if I slam on the brakes. The rear will swing around on that guide and snap it out of the slot. So a couple things. I think I could probably take some of the slop out of the front axle as well. So there's still some more things I could do, but 503, fantastic. Guys, if you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell so you get notified anytime I put out new content. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. It really means a lot, and it doesn't cost you anything. So thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a little bit. But the biggest thing I want you to take away from it is don't ever give up on a car. This was a parts car. It didn't have a motor. It needed a ton of work to get it back on the track. But wow, it's one of my faster cars. So it was worth it. So don't forget about those old slot cars, the ones that you've put thousands and thousands of laps on and think it's worn out. Give it new life. Give it a fresh tune, oil it up, put it on the track, and have fun racing.